Hi and welcome to SCW here on YouTube.com. Thank you for choosing the channel and choosing the video. Please subscribe right now. Leave any comments in the comment section, please, and like and share the video as well. AEW Dynamite, the anniversary show taking place on October 14th. Can you believe it's an anniversary? It's a full year of AEW Dynamite already. So many great moments, so many great matches, and of course some fantastic debuts, tag team wrestling, you name it. Dynamite has had it. It's been a phenomenal year, and I'm going to talk about some of my favourite moments later in the video. But first and foremost, let's go into the preview of this anniversary show and 4 championship matches. That's right, 4 championship matches will be taking place on this show, headlined by the AEW World Championship. Jon Moxley defending against Lance Archer. Of course, we'll have Jake Roberts in his corner. This has been a little bit of a disappointment in the build-up, purely through, unfortunately, an accident here. I mean, Lance Archer, of course, did come into contact with COVID, so all the build we would have had for this match, unfortunately, wasn't possible in the end. We wasn't able to have it. But lo and behold, what I do like is that last week, the twist that was done to make a good build for this match was actually that it played on the Wrestle Kingdom match earlier this year between these two. Of course, they did wrestle in the Tokyo Dome, and it was a great match between those two as well. They have great chemistry in the ring together. I can't wait to see it play out on Dynamite, and I love the fact that this was used and played into the match. It does add more fuel to the speculation. Could AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling have a working relationship going forward? Now, that certainly would be a way to elevate both companies and would be an exciting addition to Dynamite into its second year if they could start introducing some people from the New Japan roster at some stage. Because, of course, it's been great this first year to not do it, of course, because AEW wants to establish themselves as their own brand, their own superstars. But to have, the likes of Okada, Naito, being able to come in on these one-off appearances and have some big money matches in AEW on a big pay-per-view event, I think would really be exciting, would really excel on this show. So it would be something that would be good to see in the future. That's certainly a tease of something that could happen building on this video package. But to make a prediction, let's do some predictions on this video. Not something I was necessarily planning to do, but I will do it as I'm here. I think Jon Moxley will retain over Lance Archer purely because of the fact that Lance, he's had a great win-loss record, but at the same time, he's been missing for weeks. No build for this match. It just feels like that the champion at this point should retain. It would come completely as a surprise if we were to get a new AEW World Champion. We do also have FTR. They'll be taking on Best Friends in a 20-minute brush with greatness. Best Friends, of course, the #1 contenders for the Tag Team Championships. So far, FTR have not had to rely on the 20 minutes. They've been winning matches. I do expect that we will start to see this time limit come into their favour at some point down the line. Wouldn't be surprised if it happened here. I expect both teams will have an epic match here. I'm looking forward to seeing how it's going to play out. We only have to mention the Best Friends, of course, beating Santana Ortiz and that amazing street fight just a couple of weeks ago. That parking lot brawl was phenomenal. Probably my favourite parking lot brawl of all time. I really, really enjoyed it. I think these two teams are going to be, great in the ring. I can't wait to see how it's going to play out. But I do expect FTR to keep hold of those Tag Team Championships. I do still expect them against the Young Bucks at Full Gear. And be interested to see if the Young Bucks will be in attendance. Maybe they'll super kick someone they shouldn't. Let's see how that's going to play out in the show. Elsewhere as well, we've got the AEW Women's Championship match as well. This should be a great match. Hikaru Shida, she's been missing for a while, but it's good to see her back on TV defending against the #2 challenger, Big Swole. This could be a big night for Big Swole. Honestly, this is a platform for her that could elevate her career and move her to the next level. AEW for me still probably lacks a little bit on the women's division. Maybe more TV time needs to be given to them. Maybe they just need to do 1 or 2 tweaks just to really help elevate this division a bit further for me. But I think this match has got all the makings of something that could be a real standout on the show. I do think Hikaru Shida will retain. I don't see her dropping the belt anytime soon, personally. And to speak of the women's division, I want to see more Thunder Rosa. I really enjoyed her work in AEW. I know that she's the NWA Women's Champion, and she was making some appearances. I'd like to see her come back in the company at some point. I think that her and Shida, they look like they were teasing towards a second match between the two. I kind of would like to see that. Maybe for the NWA Women's Championship the next time. Maybe just to add a bit of spice to it if they're going to do a second match somewhere down the line. But big night for Swole. I hope that she has a standout performance. Probably gracious in defeat. I expect Shida to retain the Women's Championship. One championship that could change hands, though, could be the TNT Championship. Now, Cody has just won it back, so hear me out here. Cody, of course, lost the championship to Brody Lee in quick 2 or 3 minutes when he lost it. He's been away, he's come back. He had an epic match with that dog collar match with Brody Lee, won the championship back, but he's now going to take on Orange Cassidy, someone who had a championship opportunity himself a couple of weeks ago. And now, well, did they not want to have Brody lose the belt to Orange? Maybe they're happy for Cody to drop the belt to Orange. Maybe Cody and Brody are not finished yet. Maybe there's going to be something that's going to be gang warfare at Full Gear. We need to start really building these matches up for Full Gear now, and it feels like that rivalry, unless it's finished and completely done, I still feel there could be a bit of manoeuvre in here. Maybe I just can't see Brody Lee wanting to accept losing that championship and it being okay. He seems to be someone who wants to get revenge, who needs that retribution afterwards. No pun intended there, by the way, speaking of a stable in WWE. But, Brody Lee here, I think, is someone who wants to dominate. I think he's someone that wants to have that revenge, and I think he'll eventually want that championship back. So I wouldn't be surprised if he cost Cody the belt here. So if one championship will change hands, this is the one I predict will happen, because Orange Cassidy, he could be that perfect mid-carder with the TNT Championship, could actually defend it against the mid-carders. We've got the likes of Jungle Boy, Darby Allin. There's so many great potential rising stars there that division could be built around, and I think that this could be an exciting thing going forward for the TNT Championship division if Orange Cassidy was to walk away as champion. Elsewhere in the show as well, I'm sure we'll learn the final 2 competitors for the World Championship tournament. Of course, the final will be at Full Gear. I'm expecting Kenny Omega to be against Hangman Page in the finals. I'm excited to see how that will play out if it does. I mean, for me, it's the best storyline in wrestling right now. There is no other storyline for me that is as good as this right now in any promotion in the world. As well, Miro and Kip Sabian expected to be in action as well, so look forward to seeing how that's going to play out also throughout the show. So that's pretty much your preview for AEW Dynamite there for the anniversary show. Like I say, I think it's going to be a spectacular show on Wednesday evening. Really looking forward to it. And AEW, I mean, they've done such a great job over the last 12 months. As I say, they've done great character work with their characters. They've taken established stars, put them at the top, but they've used those stars to build new stars, and there's some great emerging stars for the future. I'm hoping that they're going to start to be able to, carry everything going forward into the second and third years and future years of AEW Dynamite. Like I said, we've got the likes of Orange Cassidy, Jungle Boy, MJF, Darby Allin, like we say, from other companies like Kenny Omega and Hangman Page. Everyone has come from other places, but you look and say, right, okay, whether they've been in ROH, New Japan, Impact, people like Brian Cage and Lance Archer as well, who's, of course, Lance Archer in that main event scene. They've come from other places, but they've not necessarily been, main faces seen, promoting a lot of WWE TV, and I want to see those faces being the people that will be emerging as champions in the second year. I want to see them carry the mantle. I want to see them take the company as far as it goes into the future, because these people have been booked really, really well over the last 12 months. I mean, the tag team division as well is the best division in the world. There is no tag team division anywhere else like in any other company. AEW have done a fantastic job of making tag team wrestling relevant and meaningful, and even to the point where the single superstars want to be involved in that tag team division as well. It's not just tag teams that want to be there. These other ones, they want to get themselves involved in there, but also the storylines help play them out as well, so it makes sense that those newly formed teams are involved in there as well. That's what I really like about AEW, is that everything with storyline has purpose, has meaning. Everyone seems to come away with credit. Rarely do you see someone think they've been buried afterwards, that everyone seems to think to come out at the end of it, the other side, win, lose or draw, they come off feeling better, and that's what I really like about AEW's booking. There are a couple of minor points that I would say. I mean, I would like to see more emphasis put on the women's division. I want to see more time, more than anything, given to it. I mean, I think they have got the talent there to make a really strong women's division. I think 1 or 2 more names wouldn't help and go amiss. I want to see more, as I said, of Thunder Rosa in AEW. I'd love to see that happen if it's possible. There are other names out there. Maybe someone like Kelly Klein, who was involved in Ring of Honor. I think she would be a great name and a great athlete for the women's division. Last but not least, I think what would be great is, like I said, if you can get that New Japan partnership to have those occasional appearances from some of the top New Japan stars, I think that would bring more eyes to the prize as well. And I think Dynamite has going to be some very healthy future years ahead of them. I think there's really good times ahead. I think that this is just the starting point. Like I said, we've had so many great moments. Contract signings mean something on this show. We've had the weigh-ins, we've had, all these great matches, gimmick matches. We talk about matches. Let's go into some of the great matches that we've had. I mean, it all started with Cody versus Sammy Guevara on that first Dynamite, which was an epic match, and we've built to so many more great matches as well. Let's look at some of the great tag team matches. I mean, Private Party against the Young Bucks when they had that opening round for the tag team tournament match really put Private Party on the map from being complete unknowns, beating arguably one of the best tag teams in the world. I mean, that was really epic. I really enjoyed as well, and we're going a bit more current here, but Matt Hardy and Kenny Omega in a street fight against the Sex Gods. And of course, that bug, Matt Hardy driving that buggy, hitting Sammy Guevara, that was just hilarious watching that over. And of course, it looked absolutely brutal at the same time. There's been so many great matches when you look overall, and I think my favourite match has to be Kenny Omega against Pac. The 30-minute Ironman match was absolutely superb between these two. I think they absolutely stole the show and stole probably one of the match of the year candidates, looking at, especially from a TV standpoint anyway, when we look at any promotion in the world. Cody and Wardlow in the steel cage match I thought was epic as well when you look back at that. There's been some great matches, and I go back to the Young Bucks really. I mean, Nick Jackson and Ray Phoenix had an awesome one-on-one encounter back in November last year. Actually as well, the Young Bucks and against Butcher and the Blade, Falls Count Anywhere was a lot of fun. I even actually did a review show purely based on that match alone because I thought it was so much fun at the time. Cody has took the TNT Championship to new heights as well. I mean, of course, he's helped establish stars like Ricky Starks, Eddie Kingston on the show as well. So they've done some really, really good stuff. And we look at, of course, the up-to-date matches in just the last couple of weeks. Like I said, Best Friends against Santana Ortiz in the parking lot brawl was definitely a mega match and one of my favourite parking lot brawls of all time, if not my favourite. And of course, the dog collar match last week between Cody and Brody Lee was absolutely spectacular. So they've had some great matches. They really have some great TV matches. I expect there's going to be even more to come as we go forward with Dynamite. But I really think it's been some great things, a breath of fresh air for the wrestling business. I've been so pleased to see it, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen next. But that's all from me anyway. That is your preview for the anniversary show. Some of my favourite moments, the matches that we can see on the anniversary show coming up this Wednesday night. And let me know what you're looking forward to seeing in Dynamite in the next year or so in the comments below. Look forward to interacting with you. Maybe some of your favourite Dynamite matches and moments. And also who you think will be the winners of the championship matches this Wednesday evening. But that's all from me anyway. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time here on SCW. Of course, if you like it, please make sure to like it. I'd like to have more excuses to do more AEW videos. So if I can see the interest is there, definitely will do more of them. But thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Have yourselves a great day. You have been watching SCW.